Shut up. Okay. Is that literally the first word of this? Oh, whatever. I stand by it. Okay. Don't laugh at me. I'm not laughing at you. All right. So here we go. We're going to look at haloalkanes. And the basic idea here is let's look at methane. And somebody remind me quickly, what's the structure of methane? CH4, which means we have a carbon in the middle. It's going to want to make 4 bonds. Each one is to a hydrogen. And there it is. That's methane. What's the hybridization state of the carbon in this? sp3, right? Which means the shape of this will be what? Tetrahedral. And the bond angles are? And this thing must be completely nonpolar, right? Got to be nonpolar, because even if there is a slight dipole, and slight is the word, because again, the carbon and hydrogen differ very barely in electronegativity, only by about 0.32, the molecule is perfectly symmetrical. So the thing's got to be nonpolar. Does that make sense? Let's contrast that with what we get when we put the carbon in the middle and we put our hydrogens here, and maybe I'll even kind of try to draw it 3-dimensionally. Oh, the hydrogen's coming towards you. Oh no, the hydrogen's receding away. And then up here, we put, did I say fluorine? Yeah, fluorine. And of course, to draw this, fluorine is in the second row, so it's going to have, if I was drawing this as a Lewis structure, it's obviously going to have 3 lone pairs of electrons. There we go. Okay, now, that's the Lewis structure of a methane where one of the hydrogens has been replaced with a fluorine. This will have a dipole, right? It'll have a dipole because fluorine is substantially more electronegative than carbon. In fact, fluorine is our most electronegative element, right? So we're going to have a strong dipole here, right? Sorry? Yeah, because we have a dipole here, and even if we do have dipoles here, and we'd have tiny little ones, those tiny little dipoles, right? And I've drawn them backwards, the dipole would actually, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Those tiny little dipoles are not remotely comparable to that, right? If we go to mole view, you're going to see that the carbon-hydrogen dipole is functionally nothing, but the carbon-fluorine dipole is substantial. Oh, that isn't going to give me anything. There we go. So here's the molecule, right? You can see it. It is still tetrahedral in shape, right? Bond angle should still be roughly 109.5. And if we throw the bond dipoles in there, hello, you can see there is a small dipole for hydrogen, right? But compare it in magnitude to the dipole here, and it is substantially smaller. Can you see that? So when you then do the math, and you add them all together, you still very much have an overall dipole in this direction. Does that make sense? Versus, if we put them side by side, right? Will it do that? Right? If you put them side by side, there they are. I think it's going to do an overall dipole for the two of these together. But yeah, if you look, well, whatever. I'll just do methane by itself. Whereas with methane, if we put bond dipoles in here, Yeah, it doesn't even bother because they just cancel out. They have to cancel out, right? Because they're symmetrical. Does that make sense? Okay. So this will be polar, which means you'll get dipole-dipole interactions, right? Which means A, this is going to be more likely to be either a liquid or a solid at comparable temperatures, right? Does that make sense? Because we know the theory of intermolecular bonding tells us that the stronger forces between them, they'll be more solid, right? All things being equal. It also means that they're going to be, because they are polar, they'll dissolve in water, right? So it's an entirely different compound. It totally changes the properties, right? So this will now be stronger intermolecular forces. So van der Waals and dipole. It'll be soluble in water and other polar compounds, etc. By adding that one substitution, we have changed the chemical properties of the compound. Does that make sense? Made it polar. Okay, what do we call this? Well, it's methane with a fluorine in it. So we call it fluoromethane. That's a logical name, yes? We can all agree? Good. Of course, I didn't need to tell you anything about the location of it when I called it fluoromethane, because if I make fluoromethane, where can the fluoro go? It can only go on the carbon, right? And does it make any difference which of those bonds it goes on? No, because that molecule is completely transposable, right? You can rotate it into shape. So there's no need to think of that as being, a bunch of different possible things. That's fluoromethane. On the other hand, if we put it in a different molecule, we obviously do need to indicate the location. What would this be called? Well, how long is the carbon chain here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a hexane. And then it's got a bromo group on it. And where is the bromo group? It's on carbon 3. So, what would the name of this thing be altogether then? Very good. 3-bromohexane. That's actually pretty logical, right? Right? That's easy. We can all agree that's easy. Now, one thing to keep in mind in a skeleton diagram. This isn't like a methyl group with a bromine on it. The bond, at the end of the bond is a carbon if nothing else is drawn there. But here something is drawn there. What's drawn there? A bromine. Does that make sense? So just to be clear, that's a carbon. That's a carbon. That's a carbon because nothing's drawn. But here, that is a bromine. That is that one. That one. That's a carbon. This one. This one. Does that make sense? I just mentioned that because this next one, we got to be careful. This is a fluorine. What's this? This. Good. Just for the sake of argument, how many hydrogens on this one?
2.
We have now said every number possible, which I got to be honest isn't helpful. How many? 2, because it's making 2 other bonds, right? How many hydrogens here?
2.
Okay, how many hydrogens here?
2.
And how many hydrogens here?
3.
Great. Now, are you ever actually going to draw? That would really defeat the purpose of drawing a skeleton diagram, but that's how to read a skeleton diagram. Does that make sense? When you see a bond to something else, there's not a carbon here and then something else. At the end of every bond is the thing that it is, and we only don't write it if it's a carbon. So you just got to watch out for that, because people like to add an imaginary carbon to the end of this. But there's only 1, 2, 3, 4. Now again, we're not actually going to do this. Instead, what we'd do is we'd say, okay, that's the fluorine, That's carbon 1, that's carbon 2, that's carbon 3, that's carbon 4. Somebody want to give me the name of this? Take a moment. Everyone try writing it down. Everyone take a shot at this. Name this. Nice, easy one. Yes.
So, how would you know like it's a methyl or a ethyl if you don't say it there?
Can you give that to me again?
Like, you know how if you have like 2 lines of methyl and stuff, and you
Like if I did that?
yeah, but you know, like, how do I say this? If there's like 2 lines on the bromine and then there's a bromine at the end.
So if we had like a bromine and then like that?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be a carbon. And that would be a carbon because there's nothing there. And this would be a bromine. So that would be 2 carbons stuck to a bromine. Does that make sense? Yeah. And again, that means the main chain would be what? That's your main chain because the main chain is carbon, right? So what's the main chain here? From there, because that's a carbon, all the way to here. This is not part of the main chain. This is a substitution onto the main chain. Did that answer your question? It was a good question. So what do we call this? What's the main chain? Butane. And what's on the butane? A 1-fluoro. So its name is 1-fluoro-butane. Not so bad, right? Can you guys try that one? Cool. I wonder if at one point I had a 4th one here and I just erased it, or what? Weird behavior. You know what? I'm going to give you a name here and you can draw it. That wasn't my plan, but you know what? It works. So take a minute, give me a name for this, give me a drawing for that, and then somebody can put it up here. Well, give us a second. Let people think. They've got to think for themselves. You can't train people just to be like Alex and put it on the board.
Let's see. Oh. I'm like 90% sure that's alcohol. Okay, got that.
All right, how'd we do? Thank you? Question mark? All right. 2-chloropentane, agree. Good job not getting tricked into accidentally putting like a mystery carbon there. There isn't, right? It's only at vertices that we put atoms. If they're labeled, then it's not a carbon, right? If it isn't labeled, then it is a carbon. So great. Main chain is indeed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Love it. And on carbon 2, we have a chloro. Beautiful. Over here, iodohexane. So hexane is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. And putting an iodo on 3. Awesome. All right. This is pretty simple, right? Can we agree? It's friendly. It's comfortable. It's cool. Just like me. All right. It's okay. You can admit it. All right. Obviously, you can have more than one of these. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. It's no big deal at all. They just go in order. They just go in order. So I'm assuming that you can predict this. What's the main chain here? I think so. Yeah, let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this is a pentane. Okay. And then what's on it? Well, it's got a 2-chloro and it's got a 3-bromo. So what order do you suppose we put these in? Yeah, alphabetical. So 3-bromo. 3-bromo. 2-chloro. Pentane. Good. Good. That's not so bad, right? 3-bromo, 2-chloropentane. So try the next two for me. And again, resist the temptation to invent phantom carbons. There is no carbon here, right? There is no carbon there. How many carbons are in this molecule? Not 2. 3. 1, 2, 3, right? So likewise here, that's a carbon, that's carbon, that's carbon, that's carbon, that's carbon. All right, so go ahead, sort those out. When you got them, put them on, but don't, give people a minute. Spread the love, get different people up here. We like to mix it up. Whenever I learn a new song, I'm not very strong singer. So whenever I learn it, I always am like, okay, now I know this. If it's something like that I need to gig, I'm like, okay, now I got to find out what key I can sing this in. And annoyingly, inevitably, it's always just the same key. I can sing in exactly one key semi-well, which is the key of F, and I'm not sure why. And the further away from F you get, the worse it gets. But it's always funny to me. I'll be like, okay, try here, capo here, move it here, and I'm like, okay, that one's actually not bad. What key am I in? Oh, every time. And I thought, it seems symbolic that it's always F that my music ends up in. You know, it seems like the universe is telling me something. It's a very fun key to play on the piano. The chord shapes are nice. Yeah.
For this one, there are like two. So would we write like 1, 2 diagonal?
That's okay.
Oh my god, that is terrible.
Look at this cursive info. Very fancy. No, I like it. I like it. Okay. And now, as always, folks, if you find that you've squeezed things a little bit too tight on your page, of course, you know that you always have the option. If you just take your pen, as long as you click the side of your pen, you can just slide that thing on over so it fits better. You can even shrink it down a bit. Okay, both of these have an issue, but they're minor. They're both minor issues. Can somebody spot one of the two issues for me? Yeah. That should be a 1, not a 3. Okay, yep, absolutely. So we could number it this way, and it's not wrong per se, but a better numbering would be 1, 2, 3. Why is that a better numbering? Yeah, they're both correct, but this one just leaves us with lower substitution numbers, and we try to limit our substitution numbers. Yeah. We're on the right track. We're very much on the right track, but should it say 1, 2? That would be 1 coming off of 1, 1 coming off of 2. So it should actually say 1, 1, 1. Does that make sense? And we do list them both. So this is a 1, 1 dibromo. By the way, if you list it as a 3, 3 dibromo, that'd be fine. Again, it'd be clumsy. Trush will make fun of you. I'll be like, idiot. But, like, it's fine. It's not wrong. Like, if you look here, if we go into mole view, and if we say, mole view is giving me a lot of guff right here. I'm just going to get rid of that. If we say make a 3, 3 dibromo propane, it'll make it. Or it won't. Oh, that's because that should be a 3, 3 dibromo propane. Right? So it'll make it. But the better name is 1, 1. To be clear, when we make 1, 1, you know what structure we're going to get? The exact same structure. Does that make sense? Like it's not actually any different. It looks precisely the same because it's just a worse name versus a better name. Does that make sense? Cool. Will this be polar? Will they cancel out? Do we need to model this? Stand up. Get up here. 2 volunteers. All right, get up here. All right, get up here. All right, who wants to be the carbon of it all? I feel like poor Critton's always carbon, but okay.
He pointed to me because he wanted a poem.
Always a carbon, never a bromine. Isn't that just the story of your life? So listen, make yours. What angle will this be at? You two will be at what angle to each other? What's the hybridization state here? Whoa. SP3. So what angle should they make? Okay, so make about 109.5. Obviously, not going to be perfect, but you shouldn't be. Can we agree that's pretty good? All right, both of you grab a hand. And both of you pull. Hard, go. Okay, what happened? Do you move? Yeah, which way do you move? Directly to the middle of them, right? So this will be polar. It'll be polar with a dipole going straight down here. Does that make sense? So you got to think in 3 dimensions. You can grab a seat. So those partially cancel, right? the left and the right of it cancels, but there's still a pull in this direction, or if you want to, depending on how you want to view it, right? But the pull this way cancels with the pull that way, but they're both pulling in this direction. So if you look here, if we go bond dipoles, they both give us a bond, we get bond dipoles, right? And so if we do an overall dipole, it's going to go in the direction of these. Does that make sense? Can we all see that? Is that cool? Any questions about that? All right. So it's still a polar molecule. So good. 1,1 dibromopropane. And then this one also has a little error. Not a big deal, but yep. And then we're also missing a couple dashes. The dashes go on both sides of the numbers. So this should be unos, dos, dibromo. And then it should be due, tre, difluoro, pentane. What's the O? Do I need to? It's okay. We okay? I'll rewrite it. No, I like yours. Do you want me to rewrite it?
After you're done, can I try a cursive order?
Sure. No, but I like that cursive. You like, look how nice that letter D is. I mean, yours is nice. Like, that's what mine looks like in cursive. My cursive is so ugly. I have ugly cursive. My mother has like the world's most beautiful cursive. She has such elementary school teacher cursive writing. It's impeccable. Just impeccable. And she tried so hard to teach me, and did not go well. I don't know if any of you have ever had a parent desperately try to teach you something, but you have not risen to the occasion, either intellectually or motor skillily. But
what's the blue bucket thing? Or the gray bucket thing? Whatever.
There should be one back there, but there's one back there that you can, if you want to take, actually, if you want to put that gray bucket there, you can just put all the stuff on that in the middle table in the lab, and I'll put it away after. Or not the lab, in the prep room. All right. And then just keep in mind that you may also have a side chain, right? You can also have what we call alkyl groups, right? So here, where's our main chain? Well, probably there to there, right? So what's our main chain on this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a pentane. And then we've got, what is this? Yeah, specifically? Specifically?
2-bromo.
Very good. Yeah, we have a 2-bromo group. And then Keskala this.
Ethyl.
Yeah, very good. And specifically?
3-ethyl.
3-ethyl. Good. And then these just go in alphabetical order.
2-bromo.
So this would be
2-bromo.
2-bromo,
3-ethyl.
3-ethyl pentane. Good.
Escala, this is actually Cascade.
I refuse to accept that. Don't steal my fun.
I thought it was 2 ethyls for a second because they look like.
Yeah, I mean, again, would it be wrong to call this a propane group with 2 ethyls? It wouldn't be wrong. It'd just be not parsimonious. It wouldn't be the most efficient name. Do you guys know the term parsimonious? Parsimonious is like stingy, efficient. Parsimonious. There's no way that's spelled correctly, so I'm gonna erase it. All right, what about this guy here? Where's our main chain? Does it start there? No, very good. And again, that's the mistake people always want to take. They want to treat that like it's a carbon and a chlorine, but it's not. It's just a chlorine. So our carbons start here. And then keep in mind that even though this doesn't bend the way they've chosen to draw it, there's obviously a carbon there, right? That's a joint, right? Like that's a bond spot. and then there, and there, and there, and there. So how long's the main chain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our main chain is a hexane. And that is a methane. Specifically, it is a 2-methyl, right? Good. And then what do we have here? 1 chloro. And this is obviously a 2-chloro. So how do we name this?
1, 2 dichloro. 2 methyl.
I attempted to turn my dash into a comma. It was not nice. 1, 2 dichloro. 2 methyl hexane. Now again, it is extremely unlikely that 1, 2 dichloro 2 methyl hexane is in the database at MolView, unless somebody's been studying that and working on it. But if I go type that in there, it's going to be able to generate a structure because we followed our proper naming conventions. Does that make sense? So if I come here and go 1, 2 dichloro, what was it, 2 methyl hex? Is that a hex? There it is, right? There's our structure. Will this be polar?
No.
Why not?
No, it will be.
It will be polar. Again, just imagine this is Cretin. This could be someone else. We'll say Angela. And then this could be 2 people pulling on them. And if they do, how's this whole thing going to move? It's going to pull this way and that way. So the this way and the that way of it will cancel, but they're both pulling this way, right? So again, if we draw bond dipoles, we can see there they are. If we draw the overall dipole, it should go in that direction. Let's see. Sure enough, there it is. Does that make sense? Okay. Vector addition, baby. Get excited. Vectors, 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 vectors. Everyone loves vectors. Cowards. I was helping one of Claire's friends is at Brock for, I want to say biomed, but never took high school physics at all, but has to take a physics class as a context credit. So she's a very smart kid, but you can imagine if you've never seen physics before and all of a sudden you're dropped in a university level fit like a Harshini. Anyway, well, first I need you to fill it with wine, and then it goes right here. No, it goes up top, like up next to the just random glassware at the. No, up top in the. That's actually. I don't actually drink wine at work. Fun fact: I use that for a few experiments. So it actually goes in the prep room up top. I drink liquor. All right, you got to get your alcohol quickly. That's obviously just a joke, and I would never drink on the job. I'm just kidding. Clearly, I've never once drank on the job and never will. But no, nope. Not even as a bartender. I used to. Even as a bartender, people would buy me a drink, and I'd pour myself a drink of water. And no, honestly, I don't even really like to drink. I drink kind of. I'm Italian, so like I have to drink at dinner with the family, and yeah, I'm not a drinker. It's not really my thing.
How much money would you have to be offered to get drunk?
I wouldn't. And that's such a weird thing to say. Like that's like
if I offered you $1 million
to get drunk on the job, I would not take that.
What's a prep room?
The room in the back.
First one? All the way in the back.
Back.
There are
Back.
2 rooms in the back.
The second one or the first one?
I just keep walking that way till you are attempting to walk through a wall, and then. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Like that's I'm a principled person, and also to be clear, I wouldn't want to have $1 million. Like I really wouldn't. Like, would you actually want to be rich? That's an interesting question.
You wouldn't even want $1 million.
No, I don't want to be rich. Being rich would suck.
Like, that's not even like if I want to get something, I can get it.
Like, yeah, no, $1 million isn't rich, but like, I don't need $1 million. I'm fine. That money could be better spent. If you gave me $1 million right now, I would definitely, like, whatever, I'd pay my mortgage off. So what do I owe on my house? So I'd spend 170,000 of it to pay my house off for sure. And I honestly think I'd just be like, all right, let's set up a scholarship fund or something. Like, I don't want money I didn't earn. I really don't. You know, like, because it can't go well. Because here's the point. Like, how could that go well? Like, all of a sudden being like, hey, here's a big pile of money. Like, no good can come of that. What are you going to do? Okay, so so let's say you're like, I'm going to go on a huge vacation, this or that, and you do this thing. And like, what, now you're a person who, like, that's the type of thing you want to do? Only you don't have money to do that in perpetuity, right? So, like, I guess you do that. You know what I mean? I don't want money I don't earn. I don't think.
Turn into
The next Mr. Beast?
Do you know that?
I think I'm the current Mr. Beast. I do not.
Do you know that Carl was on Survivor?
Who?
Don't know Carl?
What? Sorry, can we just slow down? I'm hearing Mr. Beast, which apparently is a person I should know. Is he like a YouTuber?
Yeah.
Okay, I know who that is,
He
yeah.
have a lot of money and stuff.
Okay.
He's like the biggest
Does he do it like really performatively on channel where he makes a big point of showing you how much stuff he gives away? Yeah, so that's like possibly my least favorite type of person.
Carl?
Like this is these type of people who like go on Instagram and like film themselves giving money to homeless people and you're like, you're the worst. Like you're the like you're using people who are struggling life as a prop to try to show people how good you are. Like it makes my skin crawl.
Aside from like what if you just donated it all to a charity?
That's precisely what I'm saying I think I'd do. Or I hope I would do. Maybe I wouldn't. Like, that's the problem. I don't know. Because nobody's ever given me $1 million. So maybe you'd give me $1 million and I'd be like, now I'm going to go do
He just like
really expensive drugs. But I hope not. Like, I hope that my response would be like,
Have you heard of Beast Games?
no.
It was an entire
I don't really watch.
competition show that they did
I
on
don't
Prime
watch
Video
TV.
that he ran, and he
I
gave away
don't-
$5 million to the winner.
Okay. Was it good? Was it a good show? Would I enjoy it? Did anyone watch it?
My mom loved it.
Well, there you go. Listen, it's good enough for Kate's mom. It's good enough for me. That's what I say. Remember a few years ago, I will never forget this, an American politician saying on one of these endless debates that happens in America about language and things like that, but one American politician saying, if English was good enough for Jesus, then it's good enough for me. And I think about that a lot, because obviously Jesus did not speak English, because Jesus was
Wait, who said that?
an American politician, famously. No. It was I can't remember, it was a senator. But anyway, it's just one of these amazing quotes, because listen, full respect if you don't know what languages Jesus spoke. We obviously we can assume he spoke Aramaic, maybe traditional Hebrew, maybe not, maybe Greek, maybe not. But I'll tell you what we know he didn't speak. English. And you know how we know that, team?
Because it wasn't
Didn't exist. Didn't exist, right? And as for what the Bible is written in, well, that would be Koine Greek, right? Which is almost certainly not the language, the Old Testament in Hebrew, and the New Testament in Koine Greek, which is almost certainly a language Jesus didn't speak. Because why would he speak it? Because he was a Roman citizen living in Israel, right? Modern day Israel at the time, where he's from Bethlehem, right? So he probably would have been an Aramaic speaker if he were literate, which there's no necessary reason to think he would be. Why would a carpenter's son be literate? But if he were, then he'd have probably spoken Hebrew and written in Hebrew, but certainly not English. But I think about that a lot. And I think it's important to remember in life, you don't know what you don't know. You know? That's the problem. That's the thing to know, is that you know what you know. All the things you know, you're aware that you know them. The dangerous things is that most of the things you don't know, not only do you not know them, you don't even know that you don't know them. And that's how you make yourself look stupid. And you know what I don't know? I don't know what I'd do with $1 million. And I assume nothing good. I just assume that I'd buy myself a bunch of junk that I don't need. And then I'd be like, hey, look at all this stuff I have. I got 4 more guitars and a nice car. And you know what? I don't need more guitars or a nice car, So I just, no good would come of it. I wouldn't give me $1 million.
Tell you they knew who Mr. Beast was.
Who?
Your children.
I suspect, yeah. They're a little bit more up on current things. But I got it. I figured it out, right? Everyone saw that. I went YouTuber, right? See, I got there.
Well,
I got
Mr.
there.
Beast, kind of the name kind of gives it away.
Okay, well. YouTube's his middle name. Anyway. Anyway, Mr. is his first name, Beast is his last name. YouTube is actually his middle name.
Originated
I do not.
when he was starting his channel.
Yeah?
He was just like trying different things, and one of the times he was gaming, and you know how they give you like auto-generated names.
Yeah.
One of the auto-generated names that he got was Mr. Beast.
Can I say?
Oh, I like that.
I'll tell you right now.
Channel name.
If at some point I got an auto-generated name and it was Mr. Beast, I'd hang on to that for life. That's pretty good. Anyway, shall we take a look at this one? What's our name here? How long's our main chain?
Hexane.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a hexane for sure. And what do we have on here?
1 bottle.
Yeah, it is 1 and 3. So it's a 1,3 dibromo. And it is a
2 fluoro.
2 fluoro. And it is a
2,4 methyl.
2,4 dimethyl. Right? So what order should these go in? Bromo, fluoro, methyl. Right? So it should be a 1,3 dibromo, 2 fluoro, 2,4 dimethyl hexane. Yeah, so they don't consider di in the alphabetization. So they base it on sort of what it is, not how many there are, which is completely arbitrary. So don't, nobody's silly for not knowing that, but they just don't. Did I mention that before? I felt like I did, but if I didn't, sorry. And I'm not going to freak out. I won't go over and start stomping on your toes if you get it wrong the first time. So we said this is a 1,3 dibromo, 2 fluoro, 2,4, God bless you, thank you so much, dimethyl, and then hexane. So a clumsy name, to be sure, but it works, right? Any questions about that? If somebody did give you $1 million, what's the first thing you buy? What? A whale plushie. Fair enough. I mean, you could probably do that if somebody gave you $40. Would be my guess. How much? 45. Okay. All right. So if somebody gave you $40 and then you went through your couch, you could probably okay. So you don't need $1 million, but that's cool. Anyone else? I don't even know. I do think I'd pay off my mortgage like that, right? That seems like.
Does everyone else know you the lottery winners? They know their names announced, or is it
That's an interesting thing. Okay, that's a really interesting too. Does that change your calculus? If people know you've got a lot of money, do you now feel the need to look like you're generous, even though if nobody knew you had money, you would absolutely not be generous? Hands up if you would be generous if everyone knew you won $1 million, but absolutely selfish if nobody knew you won $1 million. Be honest.
No, I feel like they're trying to kill me shit. There's some people out there.
So the first thing you'd pay for is security?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What if someone
Interesting.
slits my throat and I just and
And
they
they
take
try
my
to
money?
I'll just spend
How
all
much
the
am
money
I
on
winning?
my phone.
On what?
Buy a new phone. That's it.
You'd buy $1 million phone?
No, not a
You said all the money. You said all the money.
I'm gonna buy.
Is there $1 million phone? I guess you could put diamonds on it. You can make a phone cost $1 million. You can make anything cost $1 million, right?
I would buy a diamond.
Really? So you have $1 million and you're I'm going for diamond jewelry. Interesting.
Or whatever I think good.
I'll get a car. I'll get a private chef.
I mean, you can't afford a private chef on $1 million. You know what I mean? So let's say you have to pay them $60,000 a year. Not going to last. I guess in the short term. Payroll taxes, the food itself. What? I like that. Because let's be honest. I think all of us probably just start doing a lot of dumb, selfish stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't want it. I officially would not want it. A pet panda. I don't know that you can legally have a panda. I feel like you probably cannot. Don't I know all about that? Yeah.